meeting there?
Saturday.
Stay away from them.
Saturday. Heather came in and I was like,
Yeah.
You'll get sick.
I'd be so if that happened. I have fought it off for the last month.
That would be the worst wedding photos,
in the
like just
peak
red
of-
nose.
yeah. In the peak of moving and stuff, I was like, oh my god, my body is gonna crash so hard.
Okay, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna talk for 40 minutes, but I only need y'all for like 10.
Do we need to ask questions?
Yeah, just ask me questions.
Random ones?
Yep, just,
You just
Why-
want to
why does
interrupt
that
you
believe-
or what?
What?
You meant?
yeah, or just raise your hand maybe, I don't know, and then I'll just,
Okay.
yeah.
You have to make the noise.
Okay, alright, here we go, ladies and germs. Okay, welcome to Peak. My name's Mary Catherine. I'm gonna go ahead and guide y'all through onboarding training. I know that since some of y'all started, we've definitely updated this process, but I'm just gonna go ahead and get started, I guess. So obviously Peak PHC stands for Peak Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. We're an HVAC and plumbing company. Obviously our office is located here in Gypsum, Colorado. And so I'm gonna talk about some objectives that we have for this training. We're gonna be doing a little welcome, getting started, who we are, device and account setup, policies and procedures, and then questions. And then if y'all have questions during the middle of it, please feel free to just raise your hand or scream at me, I don't care. Okay. So, obviously, this is gonna be y'all's first day here, so I kinda wanna go over a couple of things first. It's gonna be parking. So we have a couple of approved locations. If you're a technician, there's gonna be a lot located over there. We just recently purchased it. It's gonna be off 50 Air Park Drive. If you're a technician, that's where you'll park. If you're office staff, we ask that you find an available spot that has our Peak Plumbing logo in front of it. If there's not a Peak Plumbing logo, then just go and park over at the 150 Air Park location. And then you should see some other like Peak vehicles over there. Oh, and then we'll go ahead and do some introductions. Obviously, my name's Mary Catherine. We don't have Mike or anybody in the office, but we have Jamie and Cody sitting in. And then we have Mike, who's upstairs. He's our owner and CEO. Cody's in charge of projects. Jamie's also in charge of projects. Then you have Heather, who's our office manager. We have Jess, who's gonna be dispatch. And then we have Taylor, who's going to be our new CSR. And I think that's pretty much it, right? Oh, and Norma and Scott that are in the warehouse. And then, so I can't do an office tour in this video, but that's okay. I'll just kind of like do a quick little run through. Upstairs we have the office common space. That's where you can eat lunch. If y'all would like, we're gonna go ahead and have a lunch today at 12 if y'all want to eat with us, just to kind of get to know the team, but it's really up to y'all. Downstairs is where we are right now, and it's where we have our team meetings. It's the company warehouse where guys can come in and get parts, supplies, whatever they need. That'll be in the warehouse. And if you're a technician, then you'll want to reach out to Norma beforehand to see if there are parts. Always reach out to Jamie and Cody if you're in install to get your parts approved. Yeah. Okay. So y'all will have your new hire packet, and we'll also do like the getting started portion. So once y'all we're a little bit settled, I just wanted to make sure that y'all have all of your documents online, your employee contract, your handbook acknowledgement, the wage deduction agreement, and then the I-9 form and documents. These are just kind of like, before we get started, before y'all sit down and we really get into the training, we like to get this over, or not over with, but like we like to, you know, get the boring stuff out of the way. So your contract would have been sent to you through email, as well as the handbook acknowledgement and wage deduction agreement. You should have also received a background check, and so all of y'all, like, it's already been approved, so y'all are all good to go. And then for I-9 forms and documents, so I-9 is something that we have to have legally for state and federal compliance, just basically letting us know that you are who you say you are. Okay, and then let's get in, now that I have all of y'all's documents, because we already took care of that, we're gonna get into the new hire packet. what you'll see in that is gonna be a copy of the employee handbook. You'll also see an employee questionnaire. You'll just fill that out, just, you know, a little bit about yourself, what you got going on, where you're from, all of that. And then you have your PPF worksheet. We work with a company called Cardone Ventures, and they help us reach our personal, professional, and financial goals. It's a leadership organization that really helps build businesses. And as part of being an employee here, your supervisor will meet with you and after your first 90 days, and then you'll develop your personal, professional, and financial goals. It'll be your 1, 3, and 5-year goals. And then it's just kind of like a fun way for you to kind of get on track and really start taking accountability for not just your professional life, but also your professional life, but also your personal life. Okay. And then we also have the incident report form. That's gonna be if you're out on the job, let's say you break your leg, obviously don't call us first, call an ambulance, but then you'll wanna fill out that incident report form or have somebody else fill it out for you. And then once you call the ambulance, notify your supervisor, then fill out the form. Obviously we want y'all to be safe above anything. And then we'll also do the vehicle service request. This request form is gonna be sent to Jess. She's in charge of fleet. So you can get her phone number through our employee contact list, or you can probably just reach her upstairs if you're in the office. But that's where you'll submit your, like if you need an inspection sticker, or you need to go get your vehicle serviced, or you need your tires rotated, anything like that, that'll be Jess, and then that'll be done through that Google form. Okay, so let's get into a little bit about who we are. So our mission is we strive to deliver exceptional plumbing and HVAC services with integrity, intentionality, and we're aimed to set a new standard in the industry. Our values are discipline, accountability, teamwork, and excellence. We really strive at Peak to just like be the best in our industry. I know that there are like other HVAC and plumbing companies in this area, but what really sets us apart is our team. We really take like a family aspect to this, I guess, work environment. You know, like if you ever need anything, everybody's a phone call away. If you're, I don't know, stuck on something, give somebody a call. Anybody that's here is willing to help you. Like we all want you to succeed, so. Okay, and then let's get into device setup. So to ensure a smooth transition, it's important to start with the right tools. We have the account overview. So we work with a few software programs and just apps and things like that. Our main apps are going to be Gmail, WhatsApp, and then obviously Apple. We use a lot of Apple products, MacBooks, iPhones, tablets. If you want some of those things, just let us know. We'll be providing those for you. And then we also work with a company called Insperity. It's a new PEO program that we've implemented. It really just kind of streamlines our HR processes and benefits and everything like that. So you'll be able to get their contact information from myself, or you'll get it in your training guide. And then we also have Service Titan, and Service Titan is definitely like how we run our company. It's how we're efficient. It tracks estimates, invoices, what else does it? What? Scheduling. KPIs and invoicing. Any questions or anything to add? Okay, cool. We also have Trainual, and Trainual is a program that we use, and it has all of our guides. Any training that you need to take will be on there. It's specified to your job. So if you're admin, then you'll have like office side tasks that you need to complete, and if you're a technician, then you'll have different trainings to complete. If you're a supervisor, vice versa. So we provide this template for you, and in this template, this is just kind of general for everybody. These are going to be your starting out passcodes. In your packet, you'll notice that there is a blank version of this, but everybody's will pretty much be the same. You get your company email. It's going to be your first and last name at peakphc.com. And then you'll get the Peak Welcome 123. And then for Apple, if you need to download any apps like Gmail, that should already be on your device. But let's say for some reason Insperity, I don't know, didn't load at your time that you got here, you can download that later and you can just use this password, ApplePeak123. And then everybody's tablets, iPads, iPhones, computers, we're switching over to have a 1470 code. This will just make it easier for us to access devices. Let's say somebody needs to borrow my laptop because they need to finish something, then they can just type in 1470. The reason that it's that is because our address is 147 Air Park, so we just add a 0 to that. Kind of streamlines everything, makes it easier to remember. A software overview. So understanding the software programs Peak uses is an integral part of our work because it allows us to complete our jobs efficiently and effectively. So as mentioned earlier, we use Gmail and WhatsApp. Those are going to be kind of our main communication lines. So if I need to send you a new SOP, or I need to give you an update, I know I just sent out a dependent care flexible spending account email. That'll all go to your Gmail. And then for WhatsApp, those will be your faster communications, like, hey, we had to cancel the service meeting today, or hey, make sure you fill out this form, or make sure you check your email. Those are going to be our main points of contact. Then we have our Apple accounts, and this gives people the ability to use company devices. So like I said, we use Apple products. That just makes everything sync more easily. You kind of have I know that my phone syncs to my laptop, so if I miss a message on my phone, then I get it on my laptop. Like I mentioned earlier, Insperity is a PEO program that acts as a comprehensive HR program, and it helps with benefits administration, time tracking, and compliance. So that you'll have logged into already, and Insperity is where you'll go and you'll register for your benefits. You can see your pay stubs in there. You'll do time tracking if you're in office, and then that's kind of the just general overview. We'll get kind of more in depth in it in the following training. Then we have Service Titan, and Service Titan helps with invoicing, building estimates, tracking job progress, dispatching technicians. It also allows field technicians to track their time more accurately and is where they can approve their payroll. So this will be really important for our technicians. If for some reason you mess up on your clocking in and out, just if your install, give Sarah a call. If your service, give Jess a call. Those are your two main points of contact. And then, like I mentioned earlier, we have Trainual, and this is a central location for all new hire documents, SOPs, and policies. So you'll see it in your Trainual whenever you register that you have some trainings to complete. So, any questions about those?
No, all good.
Okay, cool. All right, policies and procedures overview, everybody's favorite topic. So why policies and procedures are important? They set clear expectations, it streamlines communication, it creates consistency, and promotes efficiency and accountability. So we're gonna just go over a few things. We're gonna do a handbook recap. This will cover the equal opportunity. We're an equal opportunity employer. We believe that anybody can work here. Unlawful harassment is prohibited. Obviously, we'll get into a little bit more about that. Open door policy, just if you need anything, we have an open door policy. If you don't feel comfortable coming to your direct supervisor, reach out to Mike, Heather, Jamie, Cody, and they'll be able to help you out. We also have an employee conduct section in our handbook that I want to go over. This will cover tool usage, device use, professional appearance, and then finally we'll do attendance and time off. So the time off procedure helps, oh wait, hold on, sorry, my bad. Let me get back. So I guess I'll go over this now. For equal opportunity, so you'll see in your packet that we're an equal opportunity employer, which means that basically we'll, no discrimination, we'll hire anybody, as long as they're qualified and then they meet the physical requirements. So, I guess Peak provides equal opportunity in employment and hiring to all employees and applicants for employment without regard to race, color, religion, gender expression, sexual orientation, age, military status, marital status, national origin, pregnancy, disability, or other legally protected statuses in accordance with applicable federal, state, and local laws and regulations. So basically, like, we're just an inclusive employer, and we just really want somebody that's here to wants to succeed and make the company better. Unlawful harassment, I feel like this might be pretty self-explanatory, but don't make any advances at an employee. No, like unwanted touching. So like, don't touch anybody, obviously. Don't scream or yell or curse anybody out. Just really trying to keep a professional demeanor and really just making sure that we're just treating others the way that we would want to be treated and with respect. Open door policy, I kind of touched on this. So we have an open door policy because we know that sometimes you might not always feel comfortable, you know, saying something in the middle of a meeting, or you're not comfortable going to your immediate supervisor. So we really try to have like open lines of communication with as many people as possible in leadership, because we don't want you to feel closed off. We don't want you to feel isolated. Like, this is a place where you should feel comfortable and safe working. Employee conduct. So we have tool usage, device use, and professional appearance. I just want to touch on a couple of these things. So occasionally people will provide you with tools, and we do ask that you treat them with respect. Additionally, we know that we ask y'all to supply some of your own tools, but if for some reason you break a tool on the job or something happens and your drill battery burns up, then call your immediate supervisor, let them know what's going on, and say, you'll also have a report form. There will be a QR code for that too, if you have something like that. Additionally, if you are an intern, we do offer a tool advance program. This tool advance program also has a QR code that I'll give to you guys, but we know that it's hard to purchase tools and it's hard to join this industry because tools are expensive. So what we do is we order the tools for you through our vendor accounts. That way it's a discounted rate, and then we only charge you for the amount that we pay. So let's say we pay $500 for your tool set, you'll only pay us that $500 back. We do this because we want you to have all of the tools to do your job correctly, and that way you're able to function efficiently. So that's a little bit about tool use. I want to touch on device use. We do have iPhones, iPads, all those things. We ask that you not download anything like social media, no Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, like that's on your own time, that's on your own personal phone. Don't use it for personal use. We do understand that occasionally, you know, like you have a kid and you have an emergency and you only have your work phone, like obviously do that. Or if you need to give your kid your phone number, your work phone number, do that. Or let's say like my husband calls and he has my work phone number because he can't get a hold of my whatever. So just know that it's okay to use it for personal use, just limit it if you can. And then obviously if you have a tablet or a computer, don't be looking up weird stuff.
Right.
I don't want to know if you're looking up weird stuff. It is monitored, so just as long as you're looking up work stuff, that's good. Obviously, I know occasionally you're probably going to be like, oh man, I wonder what the synonym is for that. Feel free to look that up, but mostly just use it for like work. Obviously that'll be a work, whatever. Okay. Professional appearance. We do ask, because we know that this is like a rough industry. We know that you're going to tear up your clothes. We know that it's going to get stained. We know you're going to get, you know, primer or something on your shirt. We just ask that in general, we keep a professional appearance, especially for our service technicians. We know that y'all are going to be going in and out of people's homes. If for some reason all of your shirts get completely destroyed, let us know. Reach out to Jess. She'll supply you with new shirts and clothing. But we do ask that you shower, shave, as they would say, shit, shower, shave. You know what I'm talking about. So just providing that professional appearance and just always looking the best that you possibly can. So like trimming your beard and yeah. Okay, and then we're gonna get into attendance and time off. So just a quick little thing that I forgot to include. is that most people's start time is gonna be 7:30. You would have received that in your contract, unless otherwise stated, it might be 8 o'clock. And then if you're install, you have the option to work 4/10s, so you do Monday through Thursday, 4 10-hour shifts. You get your 30-minute lunch, which is paid, and then you get your 2 10-15-minute breaks. So any questions on your start time? No? Okay, time off procedure. So the time off policy helps create a healthy work-life balance by ensuring proper coverage when an employee cannot make it or request time off work. So obviously we understand that you're gonna get sick. We want you to have a good work-life balance. So we do offer a couple of things. So per Colorado state law, we do 1 hour of sick time for every 30 hours worked. And then we have 6 paid holidays per year. And then we do 40 hours of PTO on your employee anniversary.
Hey, does that max out the 30 hours? The 1 hour every 30 or you don't know?
It goes, so 1 hour of sick time for every 30 hours worked, and then you get a max cap every year of 48 hours.
So you can't use like 40 and then rebuild.
No, you can't use 40 and then I wish, yeah, I wish.
That'd be helpful right now.
I don't know.
Yeah,
There's a way.
yeah, I
But
wish.
if you get sick before you accrue your sick time,
So then you can take, unscheduled paid time off, so like, you could, call into your supervisor and say like, hey, I recognize I don't have any time off anymore, but like, I'm sick as a dog and I'm not gonna be able to make it in today. That's when you would, be able to use your like unpaid time off. We also do the same for the most part. If you reach out to your supervisor, we know that you're not gonna have PTO, but we want you to still have that work-life balance, so you are welcome to take off with unpaid time off. The only thing is you won't be paid, but it also has to be approved through your supervisor. So just communicating with them. Let's say like, I know that my husband and I had our wedding in April, so we weren't able, like I didn't have any sick time really accrued, and I didn't really have any PTO time accrued because I haven't hit my 1 year yet. So I just reached out to Heather and Mike and I said, hey, like, can I, take this time off as long as it's unpaid? They said yes. So you should be good. And then you get 6 paid holidays per year. This holiday calendar will be in your packet, and then it'll also be posted in upstairs, and then it'll be posted downstairs at some point. Any other things about that? Okay. And then 40 hours of PTO on your employee anniversary. This equates to 5 days. So you get 5 days. Then after 3 years, you go up to 80 hours, so then you get 2 weeks of paid time off. So once you hit your 3-year anniversary, that's when it'll kick in to go 2 weeks. Okay, so time off procedure. This is how to request sick time. I know that obviously people are gonna get sick, like I just mentioned, and like you just asked. But to request sick time, we just want you to message your immediate supervisor, office manager Heather, and then owner Mike. So let's say your install, and if your supervisor is Jamie, you're gonna wanna reach out to him, Mike, and Heather. This just lets us schedule accordingly. So if somebody, calls out sick, we just need to know a little bit in advance. I understand that obviously sometimes you're gonna wake up and it'll be like 30 minutes before you need to leave the house and you just threw up on your way to the car. Like, obviously don't come in, and we understand that that is kind of unforeseeable, but let's say you have COVID and you're gonna be out for 7 days or whatever that waiting time is. Just make sure to call us in advance and say, hey, I have COVID, I don't wanna share my germs, and I don't want you to get sick and not be able to smell and taste. So that would be a good example of sick time, like kind of an advance notice. So moving on from sick time, does anybody have any questions about that? Okay. So we're gonna move on to PTO. So to request PTO, we're gonna message our immediate supervisor, office manager Heather, and then owner Mike 2 weeks prior to your requested time off. So let's say if you wanna take off October 15th, you need to submit a request no later than October 1st. we need this time in advance because we need to know how we're gonna schedule accordingly. This will affect the timing of projects, this will affect the schedule for service. We need to know how many people are gonna be where and where we need to like move people, just because we do have projects that are on a time crunch, they are on a deadline, and we're working with some like pretty large clients. So we want to just make sure that everything is running efficiently and smoothly as possible. Okay, so these are going to be the people that you're going to want to contact. If you're install department, you're going to contact Mike, Cody, and Heather, unless otherwise specified. I know that some of y'all are going to be under Jamie, so just reach out to Jamie. If you can't get a hold of Jamie, also reach out to Cody. But this message needs to either be in an email or a text message, and it has to have all 3 people. So install, you'd have all 3 people. Service department's a little bit different because Mike's in charge of service currently. Once we get a service manager, that will change. But right now you're gonna message Mike and Heather. You only have 2 people to reach out to, but if you're service, I would also let Jess know. So maybe include her in a text message and say, hey, like, I just wanna let you know I'm out. I know that you have 5 jobs scheduled on me today. That's really important for her to know because that's going to affect everybody else's day in the service department because they rely on each other so much. Then for the office department, it's just gonna be Heather and Mike. You're just gonna wanna send a chat to both of them, either email or text message. And then this will obviously be in the, like you can take a picture of this, but I'm also gonna post this in our training for y'all to watch back if you need anything else. But other than that, I think we're gonna just finish up with our company credit card use. So obviously y'all are all adults and we all can make adult decisions and we know what's right from wrong, and we trust our employees, especially the leads, to get a company credit card. And this can either be for fuel, and then it can also be for your Amex. So for credit cards, we may provide employees with company credit cards to streamline the company's expense management, which are for valid work-related expenses only. So here's a couple of do's. So you're gonna report lost or stolen cards immediately. You're gonna submit a receipt each time a company card is used. And then you're gonna wanna include your name or initials, your PO number, and your truck number. Some of the don'ts, don't make personal purchases, don't forget to turn in receipts, and then don't make unauthorized purchases. So we trust y'all, we're gonna give you this card, and we want you to use it for the intended purpose. So don't use your fuel card on your own personal fuel. Let's say you're like, oh, I think I can get away with filling up my car. Don't try it. Please don't try it. We don't want to get you a write-up, and we don't want you to have to put those expenses on your personal card. We trust you, and we want you to make the right decision. So treat it like you would if you handed somebody else your credit card. How would you want them to make purchases? And then this also is going to feed into mindful purchasing. Have an owner mindset is how I would put it. So let's say I trust my coworker Jess. I'm like, hey Jess, can you go, like, here's my card, like, go buy groceries, like, just use it for its intended purpose. But let's say she goes out, she goes to Louis Vuitton and buys a $5,000 bag, and then goes to, I don't know, yeah, probably get declined. But yeah, just don't use it for personal things. Otherwise, we'll have to write you up, and then in worst case scenario, termination. But yeah, so that's credit card use. And then a little bit additional to that, we're going to talk about Home Depot. So we have a Home Depot account, but because we know that, like, we have a Home Depot account, so we'll order supplies for you through our jobs. But sometimes we know that you'll have to go to Home Depot just on the off chance that you need a supply. Like, we totally get that. The process for this is just going to be a little bit different. What you're going to want to do is you're going to call our warehouse specialist, Norma, or you're going to reach out first to Jamie and Cody. Jamie and Cody for install department. They'll be able to say, hey, like, I know you're wanting to buy a new pair of gloves, but we have 50 pairs of gloves in the shop. like come in, just pick those up. But let's say you need a specific track grinder or something like that, and you don't have it on the site, and the other one's in use, and the other one's broken, make sure you call Cody and Jamie to say, hey, I need to purchase this tool, and I need to let you know right now. That would be Home Depot use, like a good flow. So the flow to follow would be reach out to your supervisor, ask them, send a text message or give them a call, and then if they make the approved purchase, then you would call in, get that ordered, then you would send your apprentice. So some of y'all are going to be apprentices. This is where y'all would go into Home Depot. After the parts have been ordered, you'll go into Home Depot, make the purchase, then the apprentice will walk in, pick it up, and then they'll take the company credit card that you have, and so then they'll pay for it with your company card, and then at the checkout, they need to let the individual know that's checking them out, like, this is my job number, and you'll provide them with your PO number. This is specific to every single job that you have. I know one of the projects that we have is like Blue Valley Ranch, but we have like 10 different PO numbers for them. What you'll want to do is you'll want to go into your dispatch schedule and make sure that you're putting in the right PO number. This just helps with our like expense tracking. This really helps Cody and Jamie know how much we're spending on a project, and it's really important that we do this. Are there any questions about that?
In order to put your PO number, you have to put the company's phone number in first.
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, I forgot to mention that. So if you're gonna go do self-checkout, you have two options. You can either go to a pro desk or to like an actual checker, and that's when you would provide them with a PO number. There is another option, you're right, that if we go to Home Depot, or you go to Home Depot and you go to a self-checkout, you need to enter in our company phone number, which will also be provided in your packet, but you'll want to enter that in first, and then you'll want to start scanning your items.
It'll ask you for a PO after that.
Yeah, and then sorry. And then it'll ask you for a PO number after that. And then that's when that should make it to where it transfers automatically over to our Home Depot account, but just because our process is still kind of in the works, we do ask that you keep your receipt on file, or you can send me a picture of your receipt if that makes it easier. But yeah, that's about it for company credit card use. Any questions on that? Okay, sweet. Okay, and then I know that this is gonna be wrapping up, so if you have any questions or need additional help, please reach out to Heather or myself. This is her phone number and my phone number. Obviously I missed the word help, so I apologize about that. But yeah, sweet. All right, thank y'all so much, and I look forward to working with you.
All right, so this is just going to be a continuation of the training that we were just doing. This is going to be the Insperity portion of the training. This will probably be your most useful training tutorial for this program, because Insperity is comprehensive and it does all of our HR benefits, keeps us compliant with both state and federal regulations. This is going to be your portal where you can find your benefits information, get your pay stubs, find out your rate of pay. And it's just kind of a great program that has really just streamlined a lot of the processes for the company. And it keeps us up to date, and it makes sure that we give you all the best, care for your HR needs. And so we're just going to look at this. This is going to be your dashboard. For your dashboard, you can click on Insperity always, and this will just direct you right back to your homepage. As you can see, under this My Account tab, there are 5 tabs. This Paycheck tab will be similar to this. It will show you your current earnings, your deductions, taxes, hourly rate of pay. You can find your pay stubs in here. All of those things are going to be under this tab. Then you also have your Benefits tab. Your benefits will be including your health insurance if you enroll in vision and dental. It'll also have employer paid life insurance and then accidental death insurance. That's going to be under this tab. You'll go and click on benefits. And as a new employee, you'll be selected to enroll in your healthcare coverage. So there are a couple of options. You can click on this enroll button. And whenever you click on enroll, you'll be directed to a different page. And then on this page, you will see a couple of options. It'll say, need help choosing the best option. So this is where you're going to enroll. Say, yes, help me find the best fit, or no, I already know what I want. So if you click on yes, help me find the best fit, it'll take you to this page and you'll fill out your profile information. Then it'll give you a health plan that they think might work for you. Then it also goes into a flexible spending account, what might work for you, what might not. And then after that, you'll just review it and then it'll prompt you with a plan. For this case, I'm just going to go ahead and click on I already know what I want. So at Peak, we provide 100% employee covered healthcare. So one of the plans, and that's the best plan, and the plan that I choose, and then a lot of other people often choose, it's going to be a Choice Plus plan. So whenever you're starting to say, like, I already know what I want, you'll just go in here. It'll ask you about your dependents. You'll click on next. After you click on next, it'll have this page pop up for you. And you'll just click enroll. And we'll go on next. Then you'll be directed to this page. Yes, I want to enroll in medical. So if you want to enroll in medical, you'll click on this. And then the plan that is the highest, the best plan that we will cover up to, and you can choose any of these plans. All of these plans that you see right here, like this is an upgraded plan. But if you just want like the current plan that we have, and the plan that we had before we switched over to Insperity, it'll be this United Healthcare Primary Advantage Choice Plus plan. It'll be the 2000 version. Then you'll be directed to this page. On this page, whenever it loads, you will see the coverage details. So it'll have employee only, 0%. And then this is showing you what Peak pays for. So for every person that's on this, the employee plan, we pay $598.71 a month. So whenever you see this amount right here, you would only be paying this amount for your spouse or domestic partner. A couple of cool things about this is we have physician office visit. So your primary care physician, you can go there pretty much as many times as you want at a zero cost. You'll have your special office visit. That's going to be your specialist office visit, which is going to be $100. So let's say you need to go to an orthopedic surgeon or you need to go to a cardiologist. You'll get this specialist office visit for $100. Outpatient surgery, we pay 20%. Inpatient hospitalization, we pay 20%. Urgent care, this is what I like to use for the most part. It's going to be a $50 copay. So let's say, it's not an emergency, like you're not having a heart attack and you know that you could go to urgent care and get treated. You would only have to pay $50 out of pocket. For the emergency room, it's a $250 copay plus a deductible and 20%. So once you hit your deductible, you also have to pay that additional 20%. For the pharmacy calendar year, this just kind of talks about this. So you have $250 per individual, $500 per family. And this only applies to tiers 3 and 4. And then tier 1 will be like your basic medications. Let's say, your extra strength 800 milligram ibuprofen. That would be a tier 1. Or let's say you have, to take Tamiflu, or that would be your tier 1. And then you also have higher antibiotics, which would be tier 2. Stronger medications would be tier 3, and then you have your tier 4, which would be, like insulin, anything like that. That would be your $250. More on the coverage details, you can click here. This will talk about what the plan pays and what you pay. So this is just a little overview of that. And then once you're finished reviewing this, you'll click back here, you'll click on that plan, you'll click next. Oh, sorry. And then you'll complete this page, your request, you'll click submit, and then that is how you enroll in your healthcare. And then we'll go back to your dashboard once you're finished with that. You have your paycheck benefits, then you have your 401k. So this is where you'll be able to find your retirement plan, and it'll show you your current balances on your account. Then you have your training information. So this is just like, extra learning. This is something that Insperity does provide. We also have well-being. Now this is cool. It has physical health, emotional, financial, social, and professional. So you can select any of these categories and you can, let's say you click on emotional health. It'll give you a little bit of information about this. And then we also have the EAP offers 24/7 support, no-cost counseling, convenient virtual therapy options, and you also have access to the COMM app. So this well-being tab is kind of just some extra things we offer. If you do adoption, there is an adoption program where it helps you up to $5,000 for your adoption. Other cool things are like financial health, physical health. We do a telehealth visit that you can have access to, and that's completely at a free cost. So this is just a little bit about Insperity. What you're seeing right here will not be on your account. This is just on my business account. So you won't see any of this, but you will see all of this right here. And then this is just kind of like a place to easily navigate through everything. But if you have any questions, just please reach out and let me know. But I'm excited to get y'all in Insperity, and I'm excited to have y'all as part of the team.